Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do some gaming test on the Motorola Razer 2024. We're going to see the actual performance and how the game is handling in this gaming test. We're going to see. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell for every upload to the channel. Let's get this started on the gaming test. See where the game stands. Into it.
Combat isn't just about strength. You need skills and wisdom too, and faith. You there, looking to put on some training?
FPS, let's go. RAM, frame time, everything looks pretty good. I mean, the FPS drops a lot. It fluctuates a lot, but, you know. And go just a little bit longer time. Well, 77. Let's go, FPS. By the way, this is running on 24 gigs of RAM on an upper mid-range phone.
Let's calculation.
$73.83 FPS. Let's go. Look at that. This phone is powerful, I'm telling you. Look at that frame rate. 72 FPS. Let's go. That's a lot. 79 to 80. There it go. 73. Look at that. Look at that frame rate that I'm getting now. Woo, look at that. Sometimes it does go back down to like 50, but I mean, it's maintaining the 60 FPS, but it's also like going beyond that. 70 FPS, 67, 70. Yeah, it fluctuates a lot, but it's like reaching the 70s and the 60s. Oh, let me go ahead and smoke. $86 FPS, 84. Look at that. Look how powerful this phone is. Running at 80 FPS is to 70. Wow, this is a really big jump. It's maintaining it too. It's maintaining the 60 FPS and the 70 FPS. Okay. Yeah, definitely maintaining it. 65, 60, 67, 70, 85. Look at that. Look at that jump, man. Now, this is the actual boost of the frame rate on this device that I'm getting on Withering Waves. Even though Withering Waves optimization is bad, which is true, it's bad on all platforms of Withering Waves that the optimization is bad in the game. But my phone can handle the game pretty well, especially getting really high frame rate. 60, 66, 71, 63. Okay, it's maintaining the 60 FPS. And it is maintaining 70, but like not as high as the 60. I mean, this game is very runnable. It's not like it's not, because it is. This is on max graphics, max settings. You know? I can go show you in game that everything is running in max settings. I mean, look at it. High graphics, 60 FPS, max settings. Look at this. Max settings. And I'm running this game at max graphics at 60 FPS, and the game is running at 60 FPS. It's not like it is. And it's running beyond 60 FPS mostly too. 70, 67, 70 FPS, 73, yep. Look at that big jump right there. Like, I understand, like, the frame rate is, like, fluctuating a lot, but it's maintaining the 60 FPS and 70. And sometimes they'll go up to 83, but it can't maintain the 83. Sometimes it can, but only for a short period of time. But, yeah, the frame rate to the game is not as bad as people think. Especially if you have a enormous amount of RAM, like my RAM is 84%. So technically my RAM is enormous. But, I mean, look at this performance. This isn't bad. This is good performance. But the optimization to the game is bad. That's why it crashes on low-end devices at 4 gigs of RAM. Or something like that. Because, you know, if your device does not have enough RAM in order to maintain the phone's max potential on graphics and frame rate, then that's why your game crashes on low-end devices, because if your RAM is too low, you're not going to be optimized enough to handle the game on a low-end device. That's why I say you need to get like a upper mid-range phone or a high-end phone like Snapdragon 8 Elite or something in order to play this game on a phone with a bad optimization. But yeah, I mean, look at the frame time. The frame time, 14.5 milliseconds. That's not bad. That's pretty good. But, you know. I mean, the maximum frame rate is 77 on Withering Waves. So that's the maximum frame rate. It says right here, max, and it says 77 is the highest frame rate on this game. It's 77 FPS. Mine goes beyond that because it reached 84, 83. Yeah, most likely. But this isn't bad. This is pretty good. Alrighty, we did our gaming test for Withering Waves Mobile with bad optimization on mobile, and this is my phone's maximum potential for on Google as an Unreal Engine 4 game on a Motorola Razer 2024 upper mid-range Ultimate Edition phone This is the Mediatek Dimensity 7300X. That my CPU on this device running an Unreal Engine 4 game as Withering Waves. It's insane. Getting really high frame rate is insane on this device. All right, we're gonna end it here. Oh, I'm getting 84, 80, 82 FPS. That's insane. All right, we're gonna end the video here for that one, and then we'll go on to the next next gaming test that we will do. Alrighty. Let's see. We're gonna do Geekish and Squadra. That'll be the next game here. Geekish and Squadra.
Dragon Ball, Genshin Squadra!
Okay. Now, in-game settings. The resolution scaling is at 100%, and the graphics are set to max frame rate 60 FPS. I have 80 PF on. I have graphics is customized, so I have like shadow quality high, anti-aliasing. I have FXAA. I should use TAA because TAA is a little bit better than FXAA, but I didn't want to run that high, so I'd just rather not do it. I have bloom on high, and yeah, so max resolution, max frame rate. I'm gonna do some showcasing here. We're just going to training, and we're gonna see where the frame rate is actually at for test running this game. Okay. I'm gonna pick
The pleasure
Vegeta.
of vanquishing Kakarot belongs to me.
Alright. Okay. Okay, wow. Very consistent FPS on Geekish and Squadra.
What's the matter?
Hold on, let me... I'm gonna turn off the music.
What's the matter?
Okay, see, guys, the in-game FPS indicator is not accurate. Because I've been test running mobile games for a very long time, and I know that the in-game FPS indicator is not accurate on these games, on these mobile games. And the reason why I say that these FPS indicators in game that is built into the game is not accurate all the time, because like I said, the settings on Geekish Squadron on my phone is running at max settings, max frame rate, max settings, right? And Geekish and Squadra in-game FPS indicator is showing 30 FPS that is running. So the optimization to the game is bad, but if you really think about it, it's not as bad, because this FPS indicator in game on the top right corner here is showing that I'm running the game at 30 FPS when it's really set to 60. And right here, my game, my frame time, my maximum frame rate is 61, and it's capped at 60 FPS, 61 FPS, which means it's very consistent. So technically, this top right corner of this 30 FPS indicator in game is not accurate. It's not accurate frame rate because it's not showing that the game is running 60 FPS, which means this FPS indicator on the top right corner is not accurate. So remember that when it comes to mobile games where they have this FPS indicator, just refrain from using it because it's not accurate. It's not accurate really at all. If you set your graphics at 60 FPS on your phone at max settings with enormous amount of RAM, because remember, on my Motorola Razer 2024, I'm running 24 gigs of RAM on this device, but the standard RAM, the standard basic RAM is 8 gigs of RAM, but I'm have 24 gigs of RAM that I'm using currently right now on this Motorola device. So that's why my RAM is 78 to like 83% or sometimes 84% of the RAM because my RAM is so high. But the thing is, look, very consistent 61 FPS on the frame time. Is showing 16.1 milliseconds, and then the RAM is high, and then the 60 FPS is very consistent. Because remember, the settings is maxed out. The maxed out resolution, maxed out frame rate on the game. And I'm getting 61 FPS on this phone. But like I said, this top right corner that says 30 FPS indicator for the in-game of the game's built-in FPS indicator is not accurate. Really not accurate at all. And this is how it shows that this phone is exceptionally powerful, because this is the top left corner here. This is the actual frame rate to the game, where a lot of mobile games lack optimization, but we know that if your phone is powerful with a powerful CPU, your phone can handle the game a lot more than you really initially think, you know? And look, not a single drop on the frame rate on the top left corner. Not a single drop. No 59, no 58, nothing. I'm getting nothing. It's just capped at 61. Pretty damn good, right? Okay. I'm going to end the training here. So, my phone is showing this game can run higher frames. Now, I'm going to go back into the settings, and I want to show you guys how incorrect that the FPS indicator that is built into the game is not accurate. I'm going to go back to my graphics. Look, the max frame rate of the game is capped at 60 FPS. So if the game is capped at 60 FPS because I'm using higher settings, I'm using max settings, right, on the Motorola phone. But in game, it shows that I'm, like, when I went to training, it was showing 30 FPS on the indicator that is built into the game. It is not even accurate frame rate. It's insane how misinformation of the in-game FPS indicators are. They're not even fully accurate, especially on Motorola phones, you know? I'm nearly getting 61 FPS on this game. 61. Where's the drop? Where's that 30 FPS that the game is capped at? Where? You know? The thing is, I like this game a lot. Alright. We are going to end this session for Geekish's Squadra. We are going to be playing let's go to Delta Force. We're going to try Delta Force out and see how Delta Force is on the Motorola Razer 2024 on the Mediatek Dimensity 7300X CPU. Back. Okay. Go to loadout. Modifications. We're going to the firing range because I want to test the graphics and stuff like that. Before we do that though, let me go ahead and go to settings. Okay, so the settings, the graphics is on smooth and my frame rate is at an ultimate, which means I'm running 60 FPS realistic graphics with anti-aliasing on. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the loadout. Go back, go to the firing range to test the game's optimizations and stuff like that. Okay, so the game is capped. I'm moving around. Very consistent frame rate at 61 FPS, not a single drop. It's nearly capped at 60 FPS. I remember that like when in the beginning of the video with Withering Waves running at 77 FPS to like 84 FPS, but it couldn't maintain that 83, 84 FPS. It can't maintain it, but it can reach it. But the maximum frame rate to the game, I would say for WUWA is higher than just 60 FPS, technically. If you have a powerful phone that can run, most of your games with higher frame rate or capped at 60. I mean, let's be honest. This is a Motorola device, This is an upper mid-range device that I'm playing on. I'm getting very consistent frame rate. Except for WUWA. I think WUWA, like Withering Waves, was like the only game that was not having... Well, it was consistent FPS, but it was like fluctuating a lot too. So... But I was getting like 73, 72, and then jump up to like 77 to 84. And then it goes back down to 70, 72, 73, 76, sometimes 77, and then go back down to 69. So really it's like I'm getting consistent frame rate, but it's fluctuating at the same time. But look at Delta Force. Delta Force is capped at 61 FPS, not a single drop. I mean, this is pretty damn good. Not a single drop on the frame rate. Yeah, not a single drop. Look at that RAM. 81% of the RAM. That's a lot. Maximum frame rate 61. Minimum frame rate is 60 FPS. Okay. Not bad. This game is running really, really well. Not a single drop. Not a dent. Wow, this is impressive. Very, very impressive. Just doing a lot of movement to see if the frame rate will drop. It's not a single... No drops on 60 FPS. This is pretty damn good. Not a single drop. This is insane. Alrighty. Leave the firing range. Alrighty. That's the end of that game. Okay, next up we have AFK Journey. Now, AFK Journey, we know what this game is. I just like this game. AFK Journey is one of the best games I've ever played as a mobile game. Very fun game to play. Okay, so I am running 91 FPS on AFK Journey, but the settings is high graphics at 120 FPS. So I'm running 91, 78, 60 FPS. Okay, that's a good. That's 61 FPS isn't bad. Okay, 61 FPS. Okay, I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to go to my graphics. Okay, so my graphics is set to high graphics. And then the frame rate cap is set to 120 FPS. So I was reaching 90 FPS. Alrighty, and I'm getting 61 FPS in this story mode here, but not a single drop. Like, even though I'm getting 60 FPS, 61, there's still no fluctuations going on. Not bad. I mean, this is pretty good, even though the game is not running on 120 FPS right now. But, I mean, the game is still running 60 FPS. That's still pretty damn good. Not a single drop. Pretty damn good.
What a beautiful day. Want to make it even better? Leave it to me.
Okay, a little fluctuation drop there. Usually it's mostly consistent frame rate. Okay, let's do this real quick.
Victory blooms most beautifully.
Okay, that's pretty good. On 61. Now let me check my temperature. It is 66 degrees Celsius. Okay. Let me check my refresh rate real quick. So I had 120. Okay. Okay, so 61 FPS is not bad. Not bad on this game. This game is optimized, but I don't know why it's getting capped at 60. Let me check the settings. It's at 120 FPS. It did jump 90 FPS at first. Oh, and it might be because of the image subscaling. No? Did that change anything? No? Didn't change anything. Okay. You know what? Yeah, I think that 60 FPS is probably due to the story mode that I'm currently in. That's why it's capped at 61. Now I know. Okay, off to another game. We are going to be playing... We have Destiny Rising. So we have Destiny Rising. We're going to be playing this game. Let's see where it stands. Fluctuating a lot for Destiny Rising mobile. Oh, okay. Now it's capped at 61. The whole frame rate just changed and it just mostly consistent. Okay, now getting a little bit of fluctuation. Okay, now it's consistent. Okay, fluctuation again. Oh, I think it's because of the loading screen, that's why. The RAM is only 77 for this game. Frame time 16.4 milliseconds. Man, it's capped at 61 because very consistent. Okay. 57, 54. Okay, the frame rate on this game is not very consistent at 60, but you can reach 60 FPS, but it's gonna be consistent. It's trying to be consistent 60 FPS. It's only dropping to 56 though, 59, 58, 53. Okay, back up to 60. Okay, so technically I'm running this game fine then. I'm gonna say that this phone that I'm currently using is powerful. Sometimes like it can't always reach 120 FPS on AFK Journey a lot, but usually it does. Like yesterday, it was running at 120 FPS, but today it was running at 61. So sometimes it fluctuates like that on my phone. It just goes every once in a while, it just does that. But okay, running consistent 60 FPS. Okay, now it's dropping, fluctuating again. Is it because of my movement? No. I mean, I'm not saying that the game is not running 60 because I technically am getting 60 FPS. It's trying to consistently be consistent, but it's trying its best. I'm not saying that this phone is not powerful because this is a very powerful CPU. It's not like it's not. It's powerful enough to run all my games at 60 FPS. Let me... Hold on. Check the settings. Okay, so the settings, the render quality is on ultra graphics, and the standard frame rate is on standard. And I'm getting 60 FPS on standard. Yeah, that's pretty insane. Not bad for Destiny Rising. I mean, the game is, I would say this game is like optimized enough, but I think this game still needs a lot more optimization that this game needs for Destiny Rising, but I'm not saying the game is not optimized. I'm saying it is optimized, just not 100% optimized. But, I mean, if I'm not getting consistent 61 FPS, I mean, that tells you right there that the game is not fully optimized, but it's optimized enough. Nothing. Okay, fluctuations there and there. Still reaching 60 though. Not bad. Okay. We have, let's see. We have Game of Thrones King's Road. This is an Unreal Engine 5 game on mobile that my upper mid-range phone can handle the game to some degree. But, yeah. Game of Thrones King's Road. $90 FPS. How am I getting 90 FPS on Game of Thrones King's Road? What? Okay, remember all this frame time, this RAM and FPS, this is very accurate FPS that is on the phone and running these games. So 91 FPS. Okay, there we go. Okay, now this is accurate. This is very accurate. Okay, okay, now stop lagging. Okay, running back and forth. I'm getting 70 FPS. Okay, now 60 FPS, and back to 50. 48. Okay, a lot of fluctuation going on the frame rate on this game. By the way, I'm running this game. These are the max settings that I'm running on Game of Thrones King's Road. I'm running resolution scaling is on very high, and all of the texture and everything else is on high. And I'm using 60 FPS on the game, and my phone is handling this game pretty well. I'm not saying it's not. I mean, the frame rate, look, it's okay. It's lagging at like a tiny bit, but it's not as bad. It's not going to kick me out of the game. But I'm doing this back and forth because I want to know like how the performance is on this game. That the frame rate does fluctuate a lot, so that's one thing. But that's because of the Unreal Engine 5 that's running on this phone. Because remember, this is a upper mid-range Motorola Razer phone. This is a Motorola Razer 2024 upper mid-range device with a mid-range CPU that's powerful enough to run Unreal Engine 5 and 4. And my phone is handling this game pretty damn well. 50 FPS, 56, okay, 60, 70 FPS. A lot of fluctuation, but I'm running these higher frames though. Not bad on Game of Thrones King's Road. I'm running really good high frame rate. But here's one thing I'm going to be honest with you guys. There is a FPS indicator that is built into the game of Game of Thrones King's Road, and is showing 15 to 19 to 25 FPS that is showing, which is not accurate frame rate. Again, for some odd reason that these games FPS indicators that is built into the game is so not accurate on the Motorola devices. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's so not accurate. But this frame, I mean, my RAM 79% on RAM, frame time 14 milliseconds. Okay, it dropped. I'm getting 81 FPS, 56, 83, 62. A lot of fluctuation, but I'm reaching these higher frames though. Oh, the maximum frame rate of the game during end game is 83 FPS. It's like between 83. Okay, it jumped up to 86 for maximum frame rate. 86. Okay, so now the frame rate is just fluctuating a lot. 68, 50, 76. Okay, 68, 51. A lot of fluctuation going on. Combat, let me check combat. .81 FPS is insane, bro. How am I getting this high frame rate? See, you see how powerful my phone is? Guys, I am using Mediatek Dimensity 7300X CPU. This is a mid-range CPU. And I'm getting really high frames on this game. Even though it's fluctuating a lot, I'm still getting high frames. That means that this phone is exceptionally powerful. I'm not saying it's not. And I don't even have Snapdragon 8 Elite phone. Like, I have no Snapdragon 8 Elite phones at all. I don't have any. This is the most powerful phone I have currently to date that I currently have. And running an Unreal Engine 5 game with high frame rate is insane. High graphics and everything. 84 FPS. The maximum frame rate is showing 84 FPS. The average is 67, 68. 80% on the RAM. Frame time. Okay. This is pretty damn good. Game of Thrones King's Road, man. On a upper mid-range Ultimate Edition phone is insane. Motorola Razer 2024. Currently running. Game of Thrones King's Road, not a single crash at all. There's no crash. The ping is bad, so I'm getting bad ping. That could be the issue. It's just causing frame rate to be really low of the FPS indicator. It might be due to the enormous milliseconds in game on the server. That could be the issue. But then again, it's like I'm getting really high frames on this game. 71 FPS, 73, 80 FPS. Back down to 69, 58, 72. Doing a lot of fluctuation going. Like, the game does lag a little bit because of the bad optimizations to this game. Like, Game of Thrones King's Road has bad optimization because of Unreal Engine 5 that the game runs on mobile. It's insane. It's insane. But I'm getting high frame rate, though. That's good. Even though it's fluctuating. $59.83. Whew. Wow. Pretty insane. Go to the store. Hold on. I'm gonna collect my stuff real quick. It's like, I think in general, people should go for the, people need to try out the Motorola Razer 2024. Try this phone out. Buy this phone and test run it yourself. Because this is really good frame rate that I'm getting from my phone. This is a very powerful phone. Like, it's not, I'm not saying this phone isn't powerful, because it is. Otherwise, if this phone wasn't powerful, I wouldn't be able to play on Game of Thrones King's Road on this phone if my phone wasn't a powerful phone. Just saying, I wouldn't even be compatible with this phone. This game wouldn't be compatible on this phone at all if this phone wasn't very powerful. But it is. It is a very powerful phone. So it's like I'm running an Unreal Engine 5 game on my phone, which is Game of Thrones King's Road. On a mid-range phone. A mid-range phone. This is insane, bro. And I'm getting that good frame rate. Is insane. Alright, I'm going to leave the game now. We did a good gaming test here. Okay. Alrighty. We have Do It Night Abyss, but we will do It Night Abyss another time. See you guys in the next video. Peace out. What do you guys think of the performance that I'm getting on this device? Is insane. This phone is very powerful of mine. But see you guys in the next video. Peace out.